Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui j'ai vous fait presse. L'Amérique n'a pas bloqué. T'as bien de moi avec moi au Nde. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à mon moulin. Ça va bien faire moins vite. Abela lokan yo. Kago so adulo. Hey. Awaye. Ati oro a. Yao. Abela lokan yo. Nibi to joba yi. Nibi to number. Mati si mo pe yo. Manager Gigi. Web page jamais forcé ou. Si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassin de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Anitié les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in a country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Labrador Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you again. We're a little bit late, but please forgive us. And come on, share the video. Share it to as many people as you can. Please share this video. It's very important that we try to share it so that as many people can come on. Folks, again, Samson to Labrador Pub Radio. Let me welcome all of you, first of all, and express our appreciation here. Okay. So thank you for coming on tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes. Deliberate, get washed on. You get nothing on tonight. I was rushing. So those of you that are going to notice it, please notice that right away. But anyway, thank you. Safety, Lord Jesus. We want to thank you again this morning and this afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you, my God. Thank you for everything that you have done for us and continue to do. We want to thank you. My Lord, we will continue to put the country in your hands. And we know you have the ability to lead us, to guide us, to bless us, and to protect us. My Lord, whatever it is that is happening in our country, we ask you to take complete control. These days, these times are very difficult on our people, but with you in the background, everything is possible. And because of that, we will put Liberia and Liberians in your hand again tonight. We'll put the leadership of Liberia in your hand. I know these are very tough times for all of us. And so as leaders of our country, I know they're feeling it more than we are. And we'll put them in this prayer. We'll put their names on the paper and say, my God, here as the name of President Bakar and his people. Please guide them, bless them, give us wisdom, and continue to strengthen them. My God, we ask that the Liberian people are also be strengthened through your name and through your effort. Thank you. My Lord, we're here again tonight. As we come to discuss whatever it is that is happening in our country, we ask you to guide our thoughts. Because with you involved, everything is right. Everything is possible. Because of you, we are here. Because of you, we will be here again tomorrow. We ask you for the protection. My Lord, we ask that you continue to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, folks, thank you. I don't have much here tonight. I hope the panelists will join me here. I don't have much to discuss. I hope, like I said, the panelists will be able to join me here tonight. But let me just say this. These, especially with the rice issue in Liberia, it's very discouraging. So for us as Liberia, We're only known to destroy things. We are not, it doesn't mean we do not have the ability to build. What kinds of leaders do we have? And that's what I keep saying, all of these things. But I particularly put all of these difficult times we're facing on the doorstep of President Salif. Former President Salif came in. I thought she was going to be the lady, to be like the founding father, founding mother of the land, pretty much. Because when she came in, everything slipped white, clean, everything. She was able to talk to the partners, the international community, white our slave clean, clean. But you would think that because the financial slip has been washed, Liberians themselves also agree to wash the slip clean. Let's start all over. Let's come together and build this country. But instead, I was very shocked. You know, when you look back on Madam Salih, administration, you can truly see that these people didn't care for Liberia. Because she came in, yeah, Judith Brown. You can say Judith Brown, but Judith Brown came from the Accra piece, and so he was a caretaker. But for President Salih, she ran campaign. She ran a political party, and they were telling people what they were going to do. I know it was difficult. I have a video here where she took Liberia from to where she ended up. I have a video, beautiful time, beautiful, beautiful, everything. But my goodness, we were not able to establish a foundation, a political structure that would have been able to save us. And because of the lack of, I believe, because of the lack of political structure under President Salih, we're facing the consequence right now. And it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be difficult. Because many Liberians, especially the young Liberians, any opportunity they get, they're leaving. They're leaving. 25 pounds bag, you're talking about $20, they're leaving. Whatever opportunity they get to get out of that country, they will get out. And what do you have? What do you have? The only good thing here is many of us that still feel connection to our root. Many of us getting old. Within the next 20, 30 years, the young people that will come of age, most likely in the diaspora, most likely might not have that kind of connection. And so those in Liberia, they'll tell them, say, quiet, do whatever you want to do with it. But when do we get out of this thing? When I was little, growing up in Monrovia, in the late 1790s, growing up in Monrovia, when my mom used to wash bottle to sell, Heineken's bottle to sell, $2.50 for case, and I think there are 24 bottles in a case. Okay? Those days, what do we have? Who were the people in charge of the economy of Liberia? Was Lebanese, Ghanaians, and Nigerians. The Fulani were not there. Our Mandingo brother was in the interior, helping to build the Liberia economy in the interior part. These were real hard workers. Our Mandingo brothers, they were hard work. I lived in Tota. I saw what Cully used to have. He has his own store that were catering to the community. They work hard, build shops, bring things from Monrovia for people to buy. They were not like they were trying to run the economy for themselves, because whatever the Mandingo brothers and sisters get, they build. You got places like Diala, Blood Diala. The Mandingo people are building. Go to Tapeta, Mandingo people are building. They were not taking the money and going to Guinea. No, because they knew that they were Liberian, pure Liberian. The like of Jiba Saka, his brother, they got homes in Diala. But they work hard. They work hard. They work hard. But the Lebanese, the Lebanese and the Ghanaians and the Nigerians, they were taking the money, making the money in Liberia and taking it home. The Lebanese, they have what they call LPA or LP, I think, where you go and borrow something, and at the end of the month they just go to the finance ministry and they get check. They take half of your check. They take that money and take it to Lebanon. Look how much the destruction that happened to Lebanon. My goodness. You think you're going to steal from people and think God is not watching? But when do we get out of it? Samson used to work in the $11 store. Person they were paying me $36 a month. That was a lot of money. I was happy. Before that, I used to work in a Spanish store right there on Benson Street, where the guy was selling fish cup, wine, and all kinds of liquor and all kinds of food, not frozen, but dried meat and what have you. Okay, ham. I don't know what those things were those days. Okay. Then from there, I went to Lucky Brothers, one of his cousins, over there on Wilmot Stubblefield father's house. On their building there, there's a store there between the corner of Getty and Benson Street. I worked there as a store boy. I was there when Marie was killed on Center Street. I was there. There was another young man who they said he stole from the manager of Holiday Inn, and the manager ran after him and shot him in the head and killed him. Lebanese man shot this Liberian boy in the head and killed him. That was around maybe 1970, 78, 79, something like that. Okay. The Lebanese have always been in control of our economy, especially in the Monrovia area. They find their way into the rice issue. They find their way into the rice production. And they find their way into the rice importing business. And so whatever you think, is it not possible that we Liberians can get ourselves stable food, rice? This is what you do. You think the Nigerian who usually use cassava for everything, you think they will let Lebanese men take control of their cassava food? No, but we sit down and allow these people to take control. The same thing they did back in 1980. There was an incident. The Resami, I couldn't forget it, but they called them the Resami brother, I think. They were truly in charge of the boss shot. The boss shot they can use to go hunt. No hunter then. They were the only people allowed to bring them into the country. No other person. And that thing created confusion among the PRC people. Why do these people have to be the only people to bring them in? And they bribe their way through, and they continue to do that. When will we as Liberian, my people, when will we even take control of ourselves? The little opportunity you give to a Liberian man, the first thing they want to do is to steal. It's to steal. The little opportunity they give you is, okay, get into leadership position. Show us what you can do. Is to steal. Everyone. Why not? I don't blame them either. These people were broke when they came in. So that you open the door to the money. They will take the money. We've been hearing where these Lebanese, they know the game. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to call names because many of these people are still alive. There was a situation one time. Well, my brother used to be a member of PRC, by the way. So there was this Lebanese man who contacted another cousin of mine, relatives, that my brother should allow him to bring in some good because he was PRC man. So the guy went and brought the food and they used my brother's name. And when my little brother found that out, he was living. That's not what we came to power. We're not here for corrupt behavior. He told that guy property and called some of the PRC men, brought it in, they have to beg. He said, I don't want you to give me dime, but this is not what we do. If you bring anything in this country, you go through the proper channel and pay whatever fee you have to pay. That was back in 1980. You pay the fee. I don't need your money. You pay the fee. And he was known around town that he was not about to be bought. I got angry with him. Why will you lead a people? Let a man get the money. I want to enjoy it myself. I want some money. Why will you refuse the money? He told me, you don't understand. This is not a true story, folks. This is not about me. It is about the country. I have no clue what he was talking about. Country, what? What country? I used to be grandpa all over on Basin Street, and now here to enjoy. You say country? What country? Man, let's get the money. Let me get my own, man. What kind of country? And for a while, he stayed away from me because of that. Until I told my mom, I told my dad, I said, serious problem. Man, he give me away. So I explained it to my dad. Said, but why would you even want? He's among people. This is what they believe in. Why you want to do that? So I went back to my LPA business. I got my dresser. I got my bed on LPA on Camp Johnson Road. The Lebanese, and I'm not saying they're wicked. I'm not saying they're bad. They're business. But they're in charge of our economy. When will we ever have the opportunity? When the time comes, this is how wicked we are towards one another. Look what's going on right now with CDC and Unity Party. CDC all we want to see now the downfall of President Bakar government. Don't get me wrong, I supported President Bakar. But I thought, this is my support for President Bakar was about country. It is not about me. If I want a job in President Bakar administration, I would have gone home to campaign. I'm a professional. I'm an engineer. You think they don't need me? You think that if I were to campaign, my job, what I do here in the state of California, if I were to go to Liberia, you don't think they need me? They do. But that is not about me. It is about the country. And I felt that President Bakar have the ability to deliver. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I believe that. Yeah, sometimes I come out here and talk all kind of tabata from time to time. But deeply, I tell CDC and the mean people that are leading CDC will say, you know what? When time for politics, we will run politics. But for now, let's try and help these people to govern. When you talk about it, first you were here. Some CDC will start calling here. But when it was time for us, you were there and you were criticizing us. So when do we come together? As long as these people find the gap between us, they will split up apart and continue to organize themselves and dominate our economy. There's nothing we can do. Even if you were to be able to find means right now to have the Liberians to say they ought to put money together and be a rice importer, there will be Liberians at the representative, House of Representatives, and the House of Senate that will fight against you as Liberian to be able to dominate the rice market in Liberia. They will not let you. They would rather have the Lebanese and the Fulani to dominate the rice market in Liberia. When do we get out of it? There was a rice riot. I told you guys, I was at the beginning of the riot. The demonstration, I called it demonstration. I didn't call it riot. I called it demonstration. I was at the very, very beginning. We were about almost the very first people, 25 or so, that gathered that money, Saturday morning, April 14th. Saturday morning, I was there around about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I was there. So I know these things. 1980, it's still going on. From 1975, it's still going on. From 1979, it's still going on. When do we take control of our economy, my people? There was a store. They called it Oreo store. It was dominated by Liberian. But they decided to take it to class level. The Oreo store was for certain class in Liberia. And this is why the Lebanese comes in and dominate our economy. They don't care for class. They care for the black. They care for the green bucks. The US dollar, that's what they care for. They don't care for what are you this or that. No. You get the money, they sell to you. When will we ever be able to take control of our economy, my people? Okay? And we're still here fighting among ourselves. And as long as we continue to fight among ourselves, we're going nowhere. You know, my son Terry, who's part of the LPR family here, said something yesterday. He was in Liberia, and he said the roads are all dilapidated. The roads are so bad. Well, my people, you go and watch YouTube and look for Samson, conversation with Samson too. When they were building those roads, I was telling them, the road you're building, you're not doing a good job. They're not going to last. In fact, I coined those roads as political roads. They were never going to last. They were never going to last. I told them that. Yes, a man I've long been wanting to see. They were never going to last. And that's what's happening now. Because if you do something without being sincere, Mr. George, thank you for coming in. If you're ready, just put your thumb up, we'll bring you in. If you're not sincere in whatever it is that you're trying to do, you're just there for the money. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to get anything. Mr. George, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And
Yes, sir.
Nice to see you.
Thank
Really,
you.
really happy to see you. But you got to turn the camera so it go over your head a little bit. Yeah, we go. There we go. Thank you. So this is, it's very sad. And the foreigner will continue to dominate our economy. As long we continue to fight among ourselves, like whether it be George Weah or President Bakai, it doesn't matter. As long contract comes in a country, everybody want piece of it. Piece of it. Piece of it. They negotiate. Those who are not supposed to negotiate, they negotiate. Some people, and now NPFL want to take the country the next time. Chancellor Party want to take the country the next time. And they might even be successful. They might be successful. But guess what? Once that's happening, we're done. Mr. Josh, thank you for joining me. I'm just a little bit disappointed at this time. And I'm really, when these things happen, I feel that then the failure of Madam Salih government becomes pronounced to me, becomes clear. The clarity of President Salih failure in terms of putting in structure, because the international community, as I stated earlier, they clean, our slave money, borrowing money, they clean everything. Everything was zero. I thought you were going to say, okay, money is zero. The Liberian people themselves were willing to start from the beginning. I thought you were going to gravitate towards that and bring everybody to the table. But instead, she decided to go back into the 50s and try to dominate the country based on nepotism and everything else. And the country goes suffering from those kinds of behavior up to this. Because if she were not doing that, Mr. George, I believe that if Madam Salih was very serious, the same way she brought, because when she took the country was in a hole, no life, nothing functioning. When she left, there was functional government. I gave her that. But I thought she would have gone farther than that. To say, okay, we're bringing the economy up, we're also going to bring the people's life up. We will only employ people. If she has started that, to employ only those who have the ability to run something. If she has started that, George Weah would have continued with it. President Baka would have continued with it. But because she decided to do nepotism, George Weah came in, nepotism. President Weah came in, nepotism. So this is what we are. Let me give you time here to bring yourself on. What's on your plate, sir?
You know what you say, I'll push back a little bit. There's a systemic problem with us. Until we recognize our problem and take it by the bull, by the horn, we're not going to solve it. You talk about Ellen Johnson bringing nepotism. Yeah. But is that a ground for other people to do the same bad thing? The answer is no. But that has been the tendency of Liberian people. African government as a whole. People look at government as an edifice where everybody can go to get rich. When one try to get the power, then I try to feel that, yes, we are killed the everything. So now it's not time for us to take our own meat. When the other group comes, they say, yeah, it's our time. When I kill the elephant, it's not time to take our own meat. Until we get rid of those kind of attitude, we can't go nowhere. We can't go nowhere. We complain, come up and rule the country for 130 some more years. Yes. What happened? What they call indigenous when they took over, we saw the same old problem with them. So it continues until someone will come to break that chain, that kind of cartel that have been building in Liberia for years, almost 200 some, almost going to 200 years now. It's been there. Someone got to break that chain. That hey, you can get job, but when you qualify, we'll get you. Not qualified, we'll not get you. We don't care what tribe you come from. Somebody has got to break that chain, and if once it's not broken, it will be like a vicious cycle will continue to go around. The issue today, what is on the market, the news is this rice business. Again, from 1847 up to now. We can't solve this problem, then there is something wrong with us, fundamentally wrong with, and what is wrong with us is the corruption. Corruption. Because everybody knows this problem. Everybody knows it. Why is it that one administration cannot change the direction of this thing here? What is wrong with it? Because everybody that get into power, they get some kickback from the few 5% that got control over this commodity. And they forget, the same people can jam the government, can tie the government hands. But they don't care because they're getting kickback. You got 3 Lebanese people, I don't know, 2 Fulanis, who bring in the silver commodity in Liberia. Why are these people charging so much money? Why would the government sit down there and allow these people to charge so much money? What study have they done to tell people, no, you know what happened? We can't go down the route. The free port of Monrovia, what have they done? If a vessel came into Monrovia and sat in for 2 months, that fee is going to be passed on to the consumer. It's just business practice. Because when after they do all the overhead expenses, the end user is the one that's going to pay for it. Why we can improve our ports or give this, when it kind of ship come with the port rights, give a prior to come in, it cannot stay 2 weeks in the port. Unloaded, let the port ship leave, so the company don't have to pay any late fees. But it's not happening. The ship can send us for a whole month. The importer got to pay their fees. And what they do? They add it to the expense and pass it on to the last consumer. Government have been doing the wrong thing. Why would you want to subsidize rice? These are the wrong thing we're doing in the country. Why are you subsidizing rice? To make the Lebanese and Indian people get richer, and few people in Liberia, 1 or 2% get more richer? No. The last government I can remember, they made available $20 to $22 million. They said to subsidize the price of rice. Now, what happens if we are converted our money into agriculture? You think we'll be speaking the language today? 20 million now? 20 million now. The last government, what did they give to the people? And now what? There are 3 or 4 importers getting that money. Fulanis, the Lebanese. They're the one getting that money. So you see, this is a chain that some government has to break. Don't get people no more subsidies. 20 million, 25 million, say, look, we're putting it into agriculture, especially rice production. And 1 year time, we want to see production. And Mr. Told the side part is that the rice doesn't take 3 months to grow. The rice now in Liberia is being produced by carry. It doesn't take 3 months to grow, 2 months harvest. So why is it the government cannot put more money into that area instead of giving people, making people rich? So that is the part that we should see. The legislature must come down with something to say, look, you know what, this is what we're doing. Let the money go into rice and let's challenge the executive. In 1 year, we want to see mass production. This quantity must be able to produce. Why we can't do it? Why we continue to make these Lebanese guys richer? Who's sitting now in stores in Monrovia? The Fuller boy getting the Fuller guys get richer at the expense of our people. Because you see what they're doing now? There will be artificial scarcity. Because when the government said no, they will create an artificial scarcity. Then people now on the government back. Government now backs in the corner. You got to go back to them. So it's like the people are at the mercy of 4 or 5 persons in Liberia. Bad business people. Bad business people. So the win solution is let the government cut down the tariffs on the rice importers, and that incentive they will give them, do not give them cash. If the tax, cut down the tax and take that tax, the cut you did, take it and add it to other commodities. So you can get that money from there. But not giving them cash again. This is a bad habit. We got to stop it. And maybe not lifting the monopoly completely, but make it open up. Or if you're going to lift the monopoly, then again, you have to police the guys. Because what happens, if everybody can bring rice in the country, the major player, what they will do, they will cut down the importation, knowing that the other people will not bring sufficient rice. So there's a downside of the free market. Except if you create it, then you got to police the people to tell them, hey, you got to bring in this quantity of rice every time. But if not so, you say the market free, they'll say, okay. They will get together and know how many quantities the other people bringing in. So they will say, okay, we can bring in bulk of this. We're going to cut our importation down. And by the time you look, they run out of supplies. Then now we got a market again. So there's a good side and downside of this thing here. I don't know how the Barca going to navigate this thing here, but I think it's time now will change. I can hear you, Samson.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing is, how do we get there? Because once you start that, there will be people that will be fighting you. There's no question asked, and that's always been my issue in terms of the people who's supposed to do the work for us. Okay. So it's a difficult thing, to be honest with you, but here's what I'm saying here, Mr. George. When will we have? Do we even have it within us to say, "I'm gonna"? I know we do, because when we come in this country, we have that burning feelings in us to be educated. We have that burning feelings within us to work hard and make the money that we need to support family members back home. But when we get to Liberian leadership issues, things that we know we have to do or must do in order for the country to achieve. Look at the like of Anthony Cassidy, who was on this platform some time ago and telling himself as being one of the policy guru, economic policy or whatever policy guru he's called himself. You hardly hear from anything from him. He becomes like a praise singer. Anything President Baka does, he becomes the Colasco of President Baka. What happened to the policy ability, the policy to make sure to formulate policy for this government, to make sure the policy are adhered to? What happened to that? When was the last time did he go to school in this country to be a photographer, to be taking picture every time now? Is he the minister of information? Those are the kinds of failure that I'm talking about. Those are the kinds of failure that I'm talking about. Okay, you have people who have the ability. For him, he's educated. For him, he has the ability. But why is it not being used properly?
But he's in the office of the president, so he used properly. The problem here is the willpower. The willpower of these people. That is one thing lacking. Because for every change that will come, changes will be resisted by people. It's just nature. It's just nature. People always want to stay in one condition. And the moment someone comes and says, look, we got to get out of this thing, there will be people who will resist that change. But it's the persistence and consistency of the people who want to see that change effective. Then they will have to push it. So if people are in the Joseph Walker government and want to say, look, you know what happened? We want to make this rest production a signature program of Joseph Walker. So we will have to put in everything we have to make the program a success. Would there be people? There were people who would say, no, you want to go too fast. There were people who would say, no, for reason, best known to them. Some people resist that. Oh, we got to go baby step. Some people say, no, let's take the bull by the horn. So as human beings, we will all resist change for some reason, because sometimes we'll get comfortable to say, you know what, I want to be better with this. But no, the next step will be better than where you are. But they will say, no, I've been here for a long time. You hear people say that in Liberia. Oh, but man, we've been here with this thing for a long time. So what? Because they have been comfortable. They don't want to move. They don't want to make that step. So these are the things. Mr. Kessler can be in the office of the president, but is he pushing the president? Do we have the willpower to say, look, you know what? This problem, we got to solve it. Why? Dr. Milo always question why we are not seeing Igbo policy to say, look, the next 5 years, this is what we want to take this country 6 years. And these are the policies that we have laid out, and this is how we want to implement it. We want to see rice production within the next 2 years. And this is the money we're going to put into this year. We want to see those things. We want to see it. So when people talking again, say, look, the government we have this kind of plan, and these are the things we're working on. But as far as I'm concerned, the Baka government has not put on no blueprint. Rescue is not a plan. It's not a plan. Rescue should be reduced into programs, into writing, so people can follow. That's what we need. This is the city who are beating the Wiener government for 6 months.
Yeah.
We beat on it, and this is the same thing. They are walking to it.
And the sad thing, I don't mean to interrupt, the sad thing for them is that they were able to identify some of the mistakes and the issue that was happening in President Weah administration. They saw how bad President Weah and his people were managing the economy. They saw how bad things were under President Weah. And they were on some of these platforms, the same platforms. Some of them were on here with things they're going to do different. And we see nothing. We see nothing.
So look, here is the thing. The Blanca government must come with let him present the people the blueprint of his 6 years, where he want to take this country. We hear all the ministers and things talking, they got plan. But if you got plan, you put all together and present it to the Liberian people. Yeah, the minister say, okay, agriculture is working on a plan. EPA said they're working on a plan. Drugs enforcement, they're doing this. Education, they're doing this. Transport ministry. Hey, that's that plan for the nation. Package it and give it to the Liberian people. So we know when people talk about education, we say, yeah, this is why the Minister of Education want to take the education system. This is where transport want to take the country. Not individual administration want to do no, the government must come up with a blueprint to tell the next 6 years where they will be going.
Now that George Weah is no longer in power, I will tell you now who wrote that pro-poor agenda. There's a gentleman who I used to work with at Liberty Party. They call him Marvin Crawford. Very, very smart, intelligent guy. He wrote that whole thing, that whole pro-poor agenda. The guy from Liberty Party, he wrote that. But they even though George Weah and people refused to implement or even to look at it, but it was something that they could use to get money out front to say these are the kinds of things we want to do. And it was beautifully written, put together by Honorable Marvin Crawford, one of the smart Liberians that I have come across for a very long time. Okay, now if you have a policy like you correctly stated, why will you have the other minister coming up with this policy, their own, they're coming up with this other one? Why, even if they are good, why are they not being compiled to one policy on one agenda, and then you present as you correctly stated?
But that's what they're supposed to do. Put everything, compile everything, and produce a document as a blueprint for your government. Because
you heard Edwin Snow was running a political campaign here day before yesterday on Spoon. He said he would if they put him up, put his head, he would want to be president. Most likely he will put himself up to be president, and most likely he might even win.
Mr. Soul, Mr. Tool. You know, some of the things you probably want to give it oxygen. It's not because you're drowning, you will grind every leaf you see. And this is how people taking Liberia to be. These people will go and negotiate deals for Liberia on behalf of the people. And they come back, though these are all failure. But when it comes, they say, oh, I regret, I take responsibility. There's a thing, the AP terminal today, when everything was speaker, I know Ellen Johnson said it, plunge Liberia into that deal, where you say, oh, I'm regretting. And this is the thing I hate about people. I always say, what was your thought going into this thing? Is there only one way you have that, okay, this is good? What was your backup plan? So Edwin Snow is one of those people. They have plunged the country, they have looked the country. I can say, because when you go and sign the bad deeds and the country suffer, it means that you don't like the country. Because then the excuse say, oh, we thought. You brought in the mountain, you brought in the company. The company 6 or 7 years, I mean, how many years, 3, 4 years, they have not laid out one commitment. And you are in the Senate. You are instrumental in bringing these people to the country. And what did you do? What did people do? Oh, we call them for hearing. So these are the same people who now today wants to be champion. But if you come up to talk about this rest issue, the question of Mr. Snow, Edwin Snow, and the others, senators, Senator Mangia, I heard him. What is the policy that they have introduced to force the executive to do something on this agriculture thing? But you want to, they tend to abuse the people, because when they come and say the thing, the little man down there say, oh, the man is speaking for us. No, he's not speaking for you. He's using you. They are using you people as a pawn, political pawn, to achieve what they want to get. Because now people say, oh, Edwin Snow is speaking. Oh, Mange is speaking. But the very people in the actual, they stay in the actual power. What are the policies they have introduced to change your life? I'm not talking about my personal, I don't know what they call personal project. I'm not talking about that thing. I'm talking about a bigger society. What are the legislation they have introduced that you, as an individual or citizen, will benefit from it? But all of them want to be president. Because why? Liberia is a dumping ground. Why Edwin Snow? What has he done for Liberia to now he will become one of the guys to say, yeah. I mean, that's his ambition. He has the right. But just like he has the right, then I have the right to question his activities in government. So these are the problems. The Saudi bad deeds, they get kickback, they enjoy, and people continue to get poorer. Poverty continue to reign. So yeah, they can go to MPP.
Let me bring in Terry.
They can go to MPP. But I tell people, I know that the MPP records are there. These are people who went and raped and burned villages in Liberia. But if they say they want to come back to power.
Oh, they're gonna have some serious explanation.
So they can go. Their fingerprints are still on the wall. Just how the CDC fingerprint is still on the wall of the Liberian people. We're not going to go back to these kind of people again to say they must come back. We are seeing them. What difference they can make? All the deeds they made, they get kickback, and the people continue to suffer. So Terry, you're going to Liberia, you don't tell me. You have Mr. You have Mr. So called.
But George, that trip was a fast, was a quick. There's a quick trip, Papi. Myself,
my own family
people.
Mr. George, though, Mr. George, this is the liberal show, and if you're coming here with a conservative idea, if you're going to question one of the tough panelists here, then you have to. You don't have your patron, Mr. George. So is not here. Maddie is not here to help you tonight. So please stay with us. We don't want to have this conversation going a different direction. So please, let's continue with the liberal conversation. Mr. So will just be writing all night. Lenny, I'm not even going to respond to it. But Terry, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Yeah, Mr. George, he went to Liberia. The same thing I jumped on into yesterday. But his explanation, he said it was just a quick stuff that you have to do.
I had a rich boat travel. The trip I always brought. So
you see, Pat George, don't put me in situation again, no.
So thank you for joining, Terry. Thank you for joining. What's on your plate?
Well, that Edwin Snow thing, yeah, that and thing like that he talking about he won't be president and all those kind of thing. I don't think Edwin Snow have the political capital. Edwin Snow got a bad record nationally in Liberia. So I really don't know. But the problem I see is that I was listening to Cyril Allen, the MPP is dead. They just need to forget it because, to be honest with you, there are only two popular candidates that we seen that may likely show face 2029. And if they do, they will be brutally beaten. The best option for the MPP is merger. And even in that merger, I don't think Liberian people are even prepared to carry either one of these people that are popular, which could be Edwin Snow and Joel, because these are the only two popular candidates that I see in the MPP, or maybe Cyril Allen. But besides them, nobody else. And you have to be popular in order for you to for you to have a political capital that will create for you that political atmosphere to even say, yeah, you're going to gain traction from the Liberian people. And the Liberian people are already seeing Joel leadership for several years, from Charles Taylor to senator and then to vice president. I don't think they are prepared to settle for her again. Then, what is her political capital? Do she still control Bon County? I doubt that. What is Edwin Snow political capital? Does he have Bomi County fully under his control? I doubt that as well. We just saw the going election. The candidates that he put a hand up, they did not go anywhere. So what are we even the what Pajo said? We cannot feel it because this thing does not have gravity. Edwin Snow will not go anywhere if he say he want to run. The person that might likely thrive may be Amara Kone. But for the likes of Edwin Snow, you have history. The last buster for Snow is Bomi County. That is just his last buster. So, giving it relevance.
Let me ask two of you here, and you guys, let's start with you, Terry, since you still have the mic. Let me start with you. So, Amara Kone go on a Flanty Kofa. Does that look like a viable ticket to you?
The Liberal is already prepared. To me, that ticket will not hold. Why? Because Amara Kone will want to gather our strength from the Mandingo Belt, because you must not also negate the tribal politics. So Amara Kone is going, he needs the Mandingo, solidarity to be able to give traction. That is Amara Kone first political capital.
Speaker Kofa is very new in the Mandingo community. Well known.
Yeah, that is a fun blending. To be honest with you, that is a fun blending. But I'm looking at whether if Amara will want to submit himself on a Kofa.
Okay.
That is what I'm looking at. That blending, that blending is fun, because you must also know that Amara is a senator. So he's in the upper hall. But again, Fonati is speaker. That's the third man in charge. So one way or the other, Fonati is higher than him anyway. But whether if you will be able to go under Fonati, I doubt that blending.
Mr. George, what do you think?
Look, Amara got a steam on him. People may not like or not, and he hasn't been able to vindicate himself as Minister of Finance. There are plenty of qualms about him. Whether was true or not, there's a stain on him from that ministry. Because there were too much allegations against him, and I never say I'm not going to come out to defend himself. First thing, he and Fernando Kofa will be a dead ticket. Will be a dead ticket.
Okay. All right. We'll still got a long way to go.
Let me say that. Are the Liberian people ready for Amakone presidency? Are they ready for another crewman presidency? So, for me, I will just leave it at. But I find it very difficult.
Okay, but as you can see, it's going to be a juicy conversation come 2029. So
there will be many people throwing their hand in the place. But
and I think NPP or NPPL, whatever they call themselves, I think they believe they smell the blood with what is happening under President Bakai, with all of the yo and then Tabata, all that kinds of stuff. They think if it continues like this, which on the hand they're pushing CDC to continue to flame the flame of this discontent within the Liberian population, and then NPPL were thinking, said that they have smelled the blood, and they think Vice President Jeremiah Cohn will be weakened. But what I believe, they probably don't understand is that if President Baka is not going to, which most likely he's not going to, I don't think the wife will allow him to seek second term anyhow. But if he's not going to seek second term, the issue will be President Baka will be successful in most of the things he's doing, and then Vice President Cohn will stand a better chance. However, with all of these right issue that is happening, let's get back to this right issue, folks. With all of this right issue that is happening, if this thing within the next week or so, if it's not resolved, even before the end of this week, if it's not resolved, and you find the CDC making a molehill out of this anthill and try to have some sort of a demonstration in Liberia, which might have traction because people will be hungry and they can manipulate them to follow them. Then I think the issue of Vice President Kuhn struggling come 2029 will now start the process. I think. Let's go back to you, Mr. George. What do you think on that?
I totally push back on that. Let me tell
Okay,
you,
let's hear you.
CDC cannot take advantage of this thing here. They have been part of this problem. Honor George Wells, because he mentioned his name, so let me just go to the government. I think 22 million were allocated to give the rice importers. Today they never gave account of that money. So how will they come down today? That's why I say they continue to use the Liberian people as a pawn to achieve the political goal. These both sat down there. They didn't do anything with this rest issue to kick the cans down the road. Now the next book they will take it. So when they do it, and then because the political commodity will come and say, "Oh, we're the right people." No, it's completely no. So the rest issue will be resolved. Whether this way or next week will be resolved, because this is a very political commodity in Liberia. The rest, the gasoline, it's a very hard political commodity. So I know that Honorable Bwakanen will take care of this issue. But even with that, if they don't do it this week, let CDC go and put the people in the street. They can tie all the white hair around their head, they can get into the street. Let's see how many people will put there to justify that the government is
But
not.
how do you connect them with white hair tie? How's that? What happened?
I mean, that more glaring, pure. They are the pure people, so they can tie their hair white. They stand for purity to tell the people they are the honest people.
The old man full of trouble. That flowers, man.
So these are the people. These people sat in the sector, they didn't do anything to try to solve this problem. But instead of what they did, they had their friends, the Lebanese guy and the Fula guy, giving them kickback from the rest. I think they get $1 something from each bag of rice. So that's how they enriching themselves. When they are out of power is when they tend to say they become vocal. That they are not concerned about these people. No, you people continue to use these people. And it is not time that Liberian people should try to realize that these people are users. They will tell what they will do them when you're getting political power, they dump you people. When they're not in power, that's when they become very, very spoken. That's when you see the touching all the issues. Now I can't agree them running to studio and things like that. But they were in the house. What kind of policy did they introduce to alleviate this rice problem in Liberia? Knowing it, this is not everybody in Liberia know government to government. This plan has not been kicked down the road because people in government get benefit from the rice dealer. Why you continue? The question continues: why you continue to subsidize the rice dealers when you can take 20-30 million and put it into agriculture? Challenge the agriculture minister that will give you the money in 1 year time. We want to see production. It will cut our importation down by 25 or 50% or 40%. Let us do it within 3-4 years. Let it be.
But you're not quite, Mr. George. Let me push back on that very quickly, then I can go to Terry. You're not quite at that position where you'll be able to push back on the rice importer. You don't have that many stock waiting in the warehouse. If you put stock, you're going to have issues.
This is the problem. And this is why people continue to hold government hostage. These dealers, they hold government hostage because of this rice issue. Now, if the monopoly is given to 5 companies, the government should take charge of that to monitor those things. That these are the quantity of rice you're supposed to bring in at this time. And if you don't bring it in, then of course we'll not do business with you. There are others who wants to get into that business. That's why I told you about if you try to monopolize this thing here, there are 2 things. You have to look at the downside, and that downside will be because when there are more people coming into the market, the big guys will cut down the importation, knowing that the small guy will not bring in more. So by the time when our small rice is consumed, the big guy now hold the rice, then scarcity come in. So if you want to do that, then you have to put a roadblock. You got to put a watchman somewhere and say, no, these are the quantity you bring in every month or 2 months. If you cannot bring it, we take away your license. And there has to be a strong government who have the political will to do that. So in case you will not have a problem. But other than that, these few 5 dealers will continue to hold the Liberian people hostage. That is the government. And we tie the government, and this is where again they are rich. You see them now, what they're boxing the government in? Hey, if you can't do this, we're not going to put rest in the market. We're not put sufficient rest in the market. And that rest anywhere, it get 5, 6 months, it get destroyed, rotting. It will still bring on the market to sell. And people will still go and buy it. So let me just close on the note. The weird government, we saw women were jumping over fence for rice during the last year of WIA. What did they do to put a system in place to say, no, we can't continue to go down? No, they kick the can down the road now. Just about come. This is it.
Let me go to Terry. Terry, we're still on the rice issue. In fact, is it a subject matter that you care to discuss? And if so, what are we saying that is wrong here with respect to rice and this young government?
Well, I think everybody's saying the right thing. The only thing is that the way forward, I think we are still banging against the wall with the way forward. And I think the rice issue is something to be discussed because I just talked with somebody in Liberia today, and the person said, that President Boka, have to deal with the rice issue. But rice is not really Liberian people's problem right now. Liberian people have progressed from that mentality of, when no rest, we will get on the street and protest and all those kind of things because the red price go up. No. Liberian people will not protest because red price go up. That is not what Liberian people will protest because salaries are not being paid. Liberian people have progressed from that mentality of rest and rest and rest. Liberian people are thinking about the children going to school. A Liberian man will prepare to starve his stomach for 2-3 days just for his children or his child to go to school. That is his priority. When they are not being paid, or when there is no means in the society for them to get money to be able to take care of their basic needs, that is the reason why they will protest in huge number. I'm not talking about that CDC protest where they will give few people money to get on the street. No. And rightly, this whole right thing, first of all, President Boka using his political strategy to contain the motorcyclists. All right. These are the people that the CDC people depending on to go protest. So right now, motorcyclists, they already know that they have entered a negotiation. They will now want to extend to create problem or bad blood with the government. So they're not going to get on the street with you because a motorcyclist in Liberia, like the guy I was riding behind, the man told me that when he running, whole day he make up to 10,000. $10,000. He said when he he don't run.
How much is that? How much is that US?
10,000, I think, because I think $20 would be something around $3,000 plus. It's something I think about $50 or so. But in Liberty, that's a lot of money. And I was riding motorbike. I never made that kind of money during that time. But now, motorcyclists, when they're running on the street, they're running in town, back and forth, they make up to 11, 12. If some of them run up to 10 o'clock in the night, they make up to 12,000 per day. So a motorcyclist is not going to get on the street because they say rest press is $18, $18.50. No, that is not Liberia today. That is Liberia 1979, but not today. So, but my thing here is that, bro, I think the way forward, we in the diaspora, we need to come together, all right, and join together and see how best we can take on the rice project. Because to be honest with you, there is just a little clique, Lebanese clique or so in Liberia that are controlling this particular rice thing. They decide the price on the market. And I think it is also politically motivated. I think it is politically motivated. I think there are some people behind it that are also in the government and also not also or outside the government, other political guys that are using this as a conduit, all right, to undermine JMB political leadership. So it was good today that he stood up and said XYZ, but then if his word do not hold, it's not going to be a good thing for him going forward. The statement he made today that the rice price should remain as it is, if that word do not hold water, then it means that the people will continue to play on his intelligence for the rest of time. But my advice is, once we are in, we the diaspora Liberians can come together, we who understand what's going on in Liberia, we can come together and say, you know what, we will take on, we will be able to bring in rice from maybe China or India, the parboiled rice that the Liberian people like, we'll buy it at this price and sell it at this price. Once we make up our mind to say we sell it at this price, the Lebanese people will be forced to consent. And I don't know why the government is afraid of the Daoni man. Because if the man cannot sell the rice within a period of time, he loses as well. So we have to be able to make the sacrifice in some point. Otherwise, these guys will continue to control us. So if you say, okay, yeah, this should be the price, and you say no, we'll not put the rest on the market. Okay, we'll allow ourselves to go like this for some time. Let's see who will lose. But then again, Liberians will say, oh no, you can't starve your people, you can't do this. But then tell the Liberian people that this is the reason why we're having these problems. But I think the best solution is for other business tycoons, Liberian business tycoons, to also venture into the rice business and also venture into bringing in huge quantity of rice that they will be able to determine the price.
That has always been the problem. Let me go to Mr. Josh. But that has always been the problem. The Liberian people, that many of those people that are rich now, they'll gotten money, by the way, but they don't like to keep it in Liberia. They keep it in the banks overseas. So they're not going to bring themselves out to say, oh, I got money, I want to do business. The people will say, well, how you got the money? They know the war crime court is hanging over there. They're not going to be showing their hands. So as far as they're putting together is concerned, that's not something they will be willing to do. But Mr. George, let me come to you. Just before I open the line here, this rice business, Terry just stated he believed that the folks, they're not, this Liberia now is not the Liberia of 1979. You're not going to convince many Liberians to join you in the street because of rice prices going up. You're not going to have that kinds of demonstration. But then let me make this one point clear there. Then I think the like of, what's his name? Costa. He's a genius. For him to be able to have that demonstration. And I will make that show on Wednesday. I will do that long monologue on Wednesday. On Thursday. To have that save the state June 7th. Nobody got hurt. But yet still, people do 1979 rice riot over.
Yeah, but it was not for rice.
It was not. I know, but I'm saying, but to have that many people out in the street, and now one person got hurt, that is the work of a genius. Go ahead, Mr. George. Are you with me?
Yeah, I will. But let me say this. The analysis drawn by that June 7 protest, yes, Costa was the organizer, but the Liberian people choose to conduct themselves in an orderly manner because their experience from the war, they said we will not use any kind of violence to destroy the government. We use the Constitution, and exactly what they did. Having said that, This fresh issue again, I go back to it. Government must lift the monopoly to want the rights. It's not that Liberians don't have money or the skill, no. There are some Liberians who got money. They earn the money honestly. They can go into the business. But the right business, that's when you can just get go in there. There's a monopoly on this product, given that in 5 or 6% in Liberia. I think
Let me bring in Mr. Jones.
three,
We're almost
three,
ready to.
I think 3 Lebanese and 2 or 3 Fulanis. They are
Oh,
the
did
one
I
who
say
has
Mr.? I
that.
mean Dr. Jones.
They are the one who
Dr.
has a
Jones, yeah,
monopoly.
doctor.
Yeah.
They are the one who has a monopoly. And
LPR
if you
Dr. Jones. LPR Dr. Jones.
and if you have the monopoly, people cannot bring quantity of rice into the country. That monopoly is exclusively given to those people. So what I'm saying, let the government break that chain down. And I repeat myself again. You can move the monopoly, hold the last importer responsible and say, these are the quantity of rice you're supposed to bring in. If you fail short, we cancel your license. Because
Thank
that
you.
they will use it to honor the market at the same time. Because when this monopoly is lifted, there is a competition. And when there is competition, the customer benefits from that competition because everybody will be competing for the product and everybody will be selling. The market will determine the price. This is what I'm
Thank
saying. Government should not get 11 people no but damn cent.
Oh,
What can you put 20 million naira for? Or 25 million naira for some? No.
you are LPRO. Watch your
Oh,
language.
but damn, it's not cost. Listen to all the news media. Don't make it like to say we come here that we
Yeah,
just say
well, I'm
these
from
are words people
Town.
use
I'm
on
from
international
Town.
media.
I'm from.
Okay.
Oh, you see that, Terry? You see what happening? The body just
Yeah,
show
I
up. You
see.
see.
The chief. There's a
I mean, I follow
the
international
backup.
media.
I can see that.
I follow international
Terry,
media.
I
Use
told
it.
you before the body show up. Everything when I warn him, he's trying to question you, and I warn him, he quiet. Now the body show up, and everything that is damn thing.
So
the B-mail
that's a
Suka.
that the Malay
Oh, I want to.
congratulations.
He want to come tonight. He's not coming. He's not coming.
Yeah,
But
so
anyhow,
that the Malay congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Dr. Jones, Dr. Miles Jones, thank you, congratulations, and thanks, LPR Doctor, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
Dr.
will
Mali.
welcome you. I know you
Congratulations.
and the CEO did a wonderful job, and I think those pictures were words for all of us, and we really do appreciate your achievement. And I want to take the opportunity to say thank you very much for making all of us proud as Liberians. Even though you have given the right to be from Lofa County now, you're a Grangidians, and while I am a Lofia now, I want to say you stay in Grand Gida. In fact, Grand Gida County looking for president for the Grand Gida, how do you call it, community college over there. So you got PhD, go down there and be president for the Grand Gida Community College. I will stay in Lofa County. But anyway, thank you for joining us, Doc. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's on your plate? We're talking about the rice. What do you have to say before I open the line?
Yeah, anyway, I want to extend my greetings to by George Collins and the laborer. And I was thrilled last night with Collins' analysis from Liberia. It's like I have 100% similar experience. Collins just analyzed last night, 100%. Just like that. The only difference was I was pondering, how can the problem be solved? Even though he went the left, into Joe, we are calm, taking the blame, but I decided to be in the middle. What can we do? You see? And one thing that came to my mind was this. Joseph Barker just came to power. Realistically, the people still struggling to look for money. The domestic revenue is not even coming. All right. And the problem is even more than the budget they even made, more than that. You see? And the connection, I don't know where is Joseph Boakai connection with the international community. I don't know.
Right.
Papis has spent so much time in our land there than going outside. That one of my concern there again. And the next concern here is that we're talking about the role. We know, we all know, everything the Papa said during that campaign, especially the role aspect, it's just practically impossible. They will try their best, all right? But this is what I expected the president to have done, the government to have done by this time. Come up with a comprehensive plan, 6 to 12 years. Or, like Terry was just saying, those terrible pop hole. I went into that thing there, I had to face somebody car, my brother, I'm telling you. So if the government can just embark in fixing most of the pop hole, trust me, they will get credit in town there. Yes. Just go ahead and fix some of the pop hole until we can get to the main road. Look, Joseph Parker will get some credit in there. And no lie about it. Because people, you stay in the traffic and you complain a lot. But let's get back to the rest issue. Terry was saying that the Liberian people are no more concerned about rice business. Terry will be doing Joseph Parker government injustice if we go that direction. I'm telling you. The rest issue, we don't have other alternative of food in our country. To say we get 5, 6, the Ghanaian, they get about 4, 5 different way of eating the corn, facing it. We have one way traffic in our country there and the rest issue. All right. This government voted and they divided the vote almost in half with 20,000 different. So all we can do now as analysts or supporter is that the Papa find means to prevent demonstration. Like he find means it will subsidize, because I noticed government have been subsidizing, but to be fair with you, it's very expensive for government to keep subsidizing. All right. Like I don't know that labor or
Aaron, just hold on 1 minute. I'll be coming to you shortly.
One of the best solutions right now.
Aaron, did you hear me?
One of the short-term solutions right now, break down the monopoly. Just break it down and open the market here to everybody in Liberia.
Yeah.
See, those Lebanese, they will be forced now to succumb. But now the 5 of them, they're holding this government.
Hostage.
It's why sometimes I can miss Charles Taylor. When he told our brother on the other side, I don't want to call their name. If you don't put the car on the road, you will put it on your head and take it to that place there. Next day, that all the cars they were flying around. The Papa, he's not tough. The Papa, he's a good administrator, but he's not tough. He's soft. And there are some situations in Liberia, to be frank with you, panelists, the president got to be tough. The red issue, if we play with it, that demonstration where you can, you know how many people hungry in that town? They will join it. And people will join it for different reasons. So my advice to the government is we should not allow do everything we can do with a rest business in place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me bring in Aaron, before I bring you, let me merge your buddy on here. Just hold on 1 minute. Hold on, Aaron. Okay, Aaron, go ahead. You're next in line. Go ahead, Aaron. Aaron Bloodplug, go ahead.
Hey, Pato, how you guys doing?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you. Okay,
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to lower my monitor.
Okay, go ahead. Let me see if I can get you back to the. Okay. How is it now? Can you still hear me?
I'm sitting here, listening to the conversation.
Okay.
Just before Mr. George came. I'm
just sitting, just shaking my head, just laughing.
By George, you gotta put a volume up.
Mr. George and his son Terry, analyzing the whole rest issue. First of all, Terry, let me tell you today, okay? The president don't have any right to tell the business people how to sell their food or how to make their prices. Okay? If you want to pay for the rice, he can pay for it. The same way that the weird government was doing to subsidize the rice price. And Mr. George, it was $11 million. And out of the $11 million, the weird government paid $8 million. The reason why they didn't pay the last $3 million because we're just running into election and they needed money for the election. That's the reason why the last $3 million were held. For Terry to come on this platform and say it's political, or now he knows that the rights issue is political. Now he knows that the right issue is political. When during the WIA administration, when we had a shortage of rights just for 1 month, it wasn't political then. All of y'all who support the Unity Party, you were all on every platform. So, Liberia have a systematic issue, okay? This is not unique to one government, okay? This is not unique to one government. If you, George, want to sit there and say, oh, I can't agree that we're in power, we're going to launch and make and stuff like that, that's the reason why the people changed them. They put the people who you think can make the law or who are capable enough to make good decisions for the people. Look at the people that put in power today. We shouldn't be looking at the past government again.
Okay.
We shouldn't be looking at the past government again. Let's talk about what this government is doing. Let's talk about what the policies they're putting in place to address these issues. Nothing. They're not doing nothing. The commerce minister came out and announced the hike of the rice prices. The president came out and said, oh, the rice price will not go up under my watch. What kind of nonsense? What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of government is that? The commerce minister saying something, the president coming and saying something different. They're not having meetings, they're not discussing before they come on air to talk.
Thank you.
I'm going to sit on the show and try to follow it. No, Terry, let me tell you today, okay? If you think the CDC don't have the propensity to bring people out in the street, you are joking, okay?
All right.
You are joking. The CDC can bring as many people up, twice the people that Oscar brought out. So don't joke like that.
All right.
Okay, don't joke like that.
Okay. Thank you.
If we remain popular, he will always be popular in our country.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron.
So this rights issue, let's look at it holistically and talk like Liberians.
Okay.
And stop shifting blame from past government to present government.
All right. Thank you.
Is not doing nothing to help the Liberian people. Nothing is not doing to help the Liberian people. There's no policies you're putting in place to help the Liberian people.
Thank you.
Nothing.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Let me bring in the other caller. Thank you very much for your call. Okay, Walter Carter, go ahead. CDC to CDC, go ahead. Now your turn tonight.
G to G.
Hello, everybody. Mr. Jones, congratulations. We're proud of you. We are proud of you. The LPR family is very proud of you. And we're also proud that you remain an independent voice of this platform. We pray that in no time that these politicians that are very poor and weak in their utterances on the decision making will ever try to convince you to go on the other side.
Just remember, I got Chinese phone. I just want to remind you.
See how weak the argument can be when it gets the battery.
Hold on 1 minute, Carter. Let me merge this caller, please. Hold on, Carter. Okay, Carter, go ahead. Go ahead before I bring in the other caller. Go ahead.
So do you see how weak the argument can be when you try to make sense and try to the battery try to die? Anyway, on a more serious issue here. I don't think this whole rights thing is a CBC thing. And I'm sorry that Mr. George and Pato, we want to put CDC on the front of this whole thing to champion the rights protest, or if there will be any protest. I don't think that's the reality. The reality is, from time immemorial, Liberian people and the rights business is like, there's no way you can even play with Liberian people rights business. It was because of rice that that trickled the coup and end up into civil war, rampant corruption, and all the different things. So we shouldn't just come here and say, oh, it was CDC doing this thing. Time immemorial. My own disappointment for us as Liberian, our ground, our soil is fertile. You can drop any seed in the country, it will grow. Why are we not taking advantage of our soil to grow our rice in Liberia? You will hear Liberian people say, our country where you want to live up to what? The country where is nutritional. I was fortunate to sit in my nutritional program just 2 days ago, and they were demonstrating how to portion your food, and they brought rice, brown rice. When I said, what kind of rice did you take? I said, that brown rice, and he called it the name of the rice, and he said for some part of Africa, he said that's the best rice for nutrition. It does not have a lot of starch. It got a lot of different vitamins. I'm like, wow, this is the same rice that Liberian people despise, even though we have it in our country. Why can't we just do it and stay away from these? Ain't no people who have option to buy where you buy it.
Okay, Carter. When we're going to go ahead, give us a wrapping now, please.
Yeah, so I think I don't want to make this rest issue.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Let me wrap on that.
Yeah, but we got other people on the line. Keep dropping up. So go ahead. You got 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Now you must speak about it on a national level and start bringing other parties, political things.
Thank you.
On the other hand,
no, Carter, we gotta go. If you want to do that, you will come. You should come on air. We gotta go. But Carter, let me take the other two callers. You can wait on it. Your panelists, just wait on the side. We'll come back to you. Okay, 52, 51, 52, 15. 52, 15. Go ahead. You're next. 52. Yeah, it's what your last phone number is 52 15.
Yeah, that's fine, David.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
Mr. Todd, thank you for the discussion about the right issue tonight in Nigeria. And although the right there's increasement in the more concerned and to create that migration in the country, although the thing is working, to reduce the price of the rice here. But one of the key things with the Nigerian is getting although I think Nigerians should be looking at is I worked in the interior area for 15 years, traveling to America, working in the interior for 5 years. Many people in the interior, Mr. Todd, we were in the interior in Basa. When we met cassava, 5 people in the camp and beg for cassava. Take the west. We had a land wasting and the people are not willing to work. But everybody one can live in Monrovia. Many of them are not doing nothing. Creating is getting a city, making a city to be more populated. What about the farmland is wasting the push over there? Our inner interior, what Fula people went down there and they were making pepper farm and the cities buying pepper from the Fula people. So with everything in Nigeria, we shut down the government, or the government is not doing it. But what are we doing to help the government to improve our own country? We are not doing it. The tier one that they give you that for the T Copa and Amara calling, I want to throw the light on it. For the T Copa, he would be a very good candidate. But John will Nyobi Kanga. Because every election, you got to look at the election go by population. Nyobi Kanga for Liberty Party for the T Copa, being for the US party for Liberty Party, I think if for the T Copa, John will Nyobi Kanga would be the complete force for 2029 election. Thank you, Mr. Toh.
Thank you. Okay. Subject 242, I believe that will be Evers. Evers, are you there?
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing. Hello to you and hello to the panelists.
Thank you.
Look, we can't continue to do this as a country and survive in the next 20 years. We are incapable of doing almost anything on an industrial scale. We as a people, that includes us in the diaspora, because we think we go to school, we got little degrees, and we are better than the people in that world, we know better. But Mr. Toh, we can't grow rice. Samuel Doe, everything that posted, he's incompetent, he's this and that. When he came and took, after that coup, he made a system there. He didn't break down that system. He built on that system. Joseph Boyka was the head of the agricultural system there. People were able to feed ourselves. After the war, all of those things broke down. We always calling the Congo people, the Congo people did, the Congo people that. But the system that the Congo people built, we were able to rebuild it and then build on top of it, like Doe did from Tober. So who are we as a people? We can't feed ourselves. If America, if the international community didn't, exist, how will we survive in our own country? How will we feed ourselves? So it's a shame for a nation to not be able to feed themselves. We the men, the quote-unquote educated people in that country. It's a shame to us that we haven't found ways. We're in the diaspora. We haven't gone back to start farms. We think the people are incapable or don't have the capacity to do it. We haven't done it. So what does it say about us as a nation? So for me, I just look at the bigger picture and I say, I'm not even going to blame any more president because our capacity, our cumulative capacity in our country is very low. As we're talking, if anybody got a smartphone, go on the web, search the country with the lowest IQ. I was surprised when I saw it. It's Liberia. Imagine, we have the lowest IQ in the world. Some people say it's subjective and it's not, you can't really quantify it. But in the entire world, they say we have the lowest IQ. So our people are not as bright as we like to think we are. And the conditions we find ourselves in is a reflection of that very idea, that we're not as bright as we think we are. We can't do mechanized farming. We can't do industrial-sized farming. We can't do anything. We depend on everybody outside of our country for everything that we desperately need. So I'm not even going to come and talk about CDC or anybody else because our capacity cumulatively is not where it should be for us to develop our country. We all have to take the blame. Forget about Joseph Boyka. Forget about George Weah. Together as a people, we're not smart enough and capable enough to raise our country from where it is right now. That's our current situation.
Thank you. Thank you. You'll be the last caller for the night. Thank you very much, my brother. We appreciate it. Okay, folks. Again, Samson told Labrador Pub Radio. We want to thank all of you that made a call. We're going to now bring the show to our end, so to speak. But thank you, guys. Let's start with Dr. Malice came last. Speak first to close. Dr. Malice, what will be your closing?
Yes, I want to appreciate Evie for his analysis. But it's like every government is responsible for what is going on with the rest issue. Every single government from Tottenham up to today responsible for the rest issue. No one government have ever left behind a blueprint to say, okay, we've been subsidizing. Going forward now, we got to feed ourselves, we got to do the one, we got to do it up to today. So all the government have come to in Liberia there, they have failed us. His Excellency, what in Helen Johnson government, there were no noise with the rest visit because the government was subsidizing the rest issue. So the problem now is we got to look, what we need to look at right now is short and long-term plan right now. The long-term plan, like Evie said, is how do we feed ourselves? That's a long-term plan between 6 to 12 to 24 years. But you have to put the mechanism into place. But the short-term plan right now, to be very frank with you, a demonstration start now. It will not look good for President Boyka. Baka is still struggling to build the image of this government. Demonstration would not be in the best interest of the government right now. So if I were a information minister to the Papa, I would tell him it would do anything in the short term to subsidize. Like what the colonel said, we are there was subsidizing the right throughout. That why there was no much noise. 8 million, that's a huge chunk of money. And I'm sure we might even have to put some that money, that particular money in again to quiet down this thing. But to just tell the people, okay, you know, we just coming and we just taking over, trust me, it's going to inflame this problem. No way the government can succeed with it besides subsidizing right now and break down the monopoly. One of my brothers said the government don't have power to these people. This is a government. Government have all the power. You can find something somewhere and touch it on your shoulder and shut you down. Government have that
But
power.
Mary, I don't mean to interrupt. Those are CDC, sedition.
Oh,
They
no,
don't know how government works. That's why they fail.
No, Libra, I respect my comrade view. He has a very good point, and I respect his view, and I don't want to criticize it. But what I want to say here is that government have the power. They have the power to find fault on you and say, look, you know what? You have not even paid your taxes 3 years ago. Maybe you've been paying your taxes. And they will just stick it on you and say, in fact, your door is shut down. But what good would that do for us? You see? So the demonstration right now, the government is struggling to sell its image at home and abroad. So demonstration right now, it will not be in the best interest of the rescue government. And let us not underestimate it. To say, oh, the sedition, the people don't like them. Oh, the sedition, let me tell you, when it comes to hunger, people looking for food, they can even follow the crazy man who trying to find solution for them. And that red issue is a serious issue. We can't play with it. We don't have other alternative to say we get 3-4 different dishes to, okay, if we can't eat red today, we eat A, B, C, and D. We don't have that in our country.
Okay.
It's only rice. Yes. So let's try to avoid any demonstration that is being planned or supposed to come on.
Thank you. Yeah. Jerry, go ahead. Give us your closer.
Yeah, thank you. There are a couple of things. Yeah, there are a couple of things. You know, the CDC guy, you know, talk a lot of things. My man, Aaron, it seems like he just like to come for Terry. But Aaron
is still running campaign.
I tell you, you know, he said CDC. He talked about how CDC that we have, you know, we have elections are over. So why are we going back to CDC? You remember you dragged Madam Shirley for 6 years? That everything your government, every problem that was in your government, it was the cause of JMB. That JMB and Madam Shirley government caused for your government to be struggling. For 6 years. Ellen Johnson Shirley's name never left in your mouth. You beat her on every platform. Then you telling us now that we will drag President Weah for 6 years. So you just get ready because we're ready yet. We will drag him for 6 years because we will blame him for most of what is happening to Liberia. Because he is solely responsible for where we are now. Another thing, he admitted that CDC were responsible for the hiking in the rice price because he said that, you know, the election was coming. So the subsidy that they were supposed to pay, they didn't pay it because they you know, election was coming. So that means that our country money, the subsidy money, that what they used to run campaign. That what Aaron Boblet just said. that the money that we were supposed to pay for the rent. So that means that's the reason why we got to talk about y'all, because that means that you guys are responsible for where we are now, for the hiking. You see, there's a difference between shortage of rice and hiking in the price. What is happening now is the hiking in the price because you did not pay the subsidy that you were supposed to pay. That is the reason why those guys are carrying the price up. And the reason why people will demonstrate is not because of the hiking in the price of rice, it would be because of the shortage. That is the reason why Liberians will demonstrate. They will demonstrate because they can't find the rest. But that is not the case in this scenario. In this scenario, is a hike in the price because the subsidy that should have been paid to keep the rice price at a certain level, that subsidy will not pay. And you just admitted on the platform that because you were running campaign. Look, you see, that's why they always let us say you let to put your foot in your mouth, and all of that. So there are several things here that you stated that are really mind-boggling. You see, one of the reasons why Liberians protested June 7 was because there was massive corruption. Let me tell you, Liberian democracy has progressed. Liberians are maturing democratically, and we must give it to them. An example was these going elections. Liberians are not going to demonstrate on the street because there's a hike in the price, maybe $1 or maybe 75 cents hike in the price. They're not going to demonstrate because Liberians will demonstrate because there is a massive corruption that is glaring that everybody can see. Then they will come on the street. Or when the civil servant salaries are not paid, when civil servants find out that they are not getting the incentive, that what you saw with the Capitol building, when those guys protest, what you saw, most of the protestation that have been going on in the country is on the foundation of corruption or it's on the foundation of the lack of salary payment. Because in Liberia, Liberians are not only worried about eating. Liberians' major priority is that the children must go to school. That is the Liberian major priority. And that to mitigate that, they need to be able. So those who are working, they need to get paid. So those are some of the reasons why Liberians. So I don't agree with people who say, oh, Liberians going to protest. Let me tell you something. You talk about how CDC going to put up people on the street. CDC can put up people because of President Weah popularity. No, that is not how people demonstrate. The reason why you saw most of those people following President Weah at that time was because President Weah was president. There are a lot of things that come with the presidency. When you are president, there are money involved. People feel when they get into this kind of dumb or stuff, when they follow you, they will get something. That's the reason why you saw all those thousands of people on the street. Right now, for you to raise that amount of people to come on the street to protest for you on the basis of this minor issue, it will be very hard. You know why? Because pimping rider got to go make money from pimping riding. The Ken guys got to go make money. Taxi driver got to go make money. All these people that are supposed to be protesting with you, they got to go make money. So who you going to use to carry on your protest? Who you going to use? So these are some of the things, Pape. I just want to see. Okay. I want to see it. I really want to see that protest coming because there's a hike in the rice price.
Thank you. I'm glad you're back. Full time. Let's go ahead, Mr. George. Take us home.
Let me say this to the young brother. If you don't know how government operates, then don't speak about it. If you say government is not responsible to regulate prices, then why you have the Ministry of Commerce? So everybody can just bring anything you say as they want to. Government has a function to play. So go and think on it. Government has a function. Mm-hmm. That's how you have people who are in charge of different ministries and agencies to make sure. Because if government is not regulating prices, the citizens will suffer because they are the last consumer. Right. Anybody can get and just say, this is the price. So sit down and think about it. When you people hear the CDC fanatic, you get jittery about people talking about George Weah. Some of you people owe legend of George Weah. I don't owe no legend of George Weah. I speak my mind as I feel. I like you take it or you leave it. The issue here was, the question was asked. If you said, I say 20 million, I still stand by it. You said it was 11. But how you look at yourself? When you're telling the Liberian people, money that was Liberian people, money that should have been used to subsidize a commodity for them.
Right.
And your government is taking it to go run a campaign. And you got a nerve to come here to attack other people? Something got to be wrong with you. You taking Liberian people money to use it on your campaign, which is wrong. From your own mouth. It's not me. That will show you the corrupt attitude of you people and the people that you support. Why would government take people, Liberian people, taxpayer money to go run campaign? It's wrong today, it's wrong tomorrow. Anybody that does it, any government that does it, it's wrong. Look, the issue here, Terry, I don't want you to downplay this rice issue. It is a serious commodity in Liberia because that's the country's stable diet. What if you think people will not demonstrate? They have the right to demonstrate. But the only thing I say, who are the people? If these people, look, anybody can get on and demonstrate, it's the right. But when I hear CDC want to lead this kind of demonstration, then that's what get to me. Because from what one of the supporters just said, so what is the moral ground you have to put people together to demonstrate? Right. I'm not against anybody demonstrating, it is your right to demonstrate. But there are other elements involved who will go there with different intention, trying to loot other people's properties, using this kind of occasion. So these are the elements government got to be watchful for. If it is done order there, I don't have a problem. People demonstrating, it is a franchise, they can do it. But I say it should be done orderly. But for CDC or seditions to be champion this thing, I said no. I will push back on them. Because they were there, they know solve this problem. They didn't even lay a groundwork to solve this problem. And one thing I want to say, Terry, I know these two things go in hands. Because nobody wants to send a child to school and the child come back and not find food to eat. No.
That's true.
So salary can be paid. If the commodity is found, price up, people can maneuver. But if salary paid and the commodity cannot be found or it's too expensive, then it becomes another problem. So I think the Bukele government, I said it before, they will solve this problem because they know the width of this problem. You cannot joke with it. Because there are other players who want to take advantage of that to score political points. So I sure they will go to now, maybe some people working overnight with these people to make sure if the prices want to be at certain level, should be certain level, and try to find a long-term solution to this problem. But everything, salary and food are important. Those are two essential things that have to go together. Everybody must have it to survive. So these are the areas that I think they should look at. And I think the pronouncement made by the Cameroon ministry and the president coming to say this, I think there was a complete disconnect between the president and his minister. Okay? So you can't be minister and speaking, then the president comes and say, no, this, just less than 24 hours. Then there's a disconnect there. And let me say this. Someone that came from the countryside, we not knew what they call Pusara until we came to Morocco. Someone else. It was, I don't know, red or brown country red were eating.
No, but let me. There was some rice that was like in total if they just push out.
Yes, that is rice not grow in the swamp.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. That red rice normally grow on high land. So some in this area people never knew pusawa. It was all rice that locally grow. And during Joseph Boga can attest to it under his management. They have a project in Lofa, Nima, and Bom. Even today, the irrigation hours they were building in Lofa County for rice production. I think in the Foya area, it stayed there, that irrigation stayed there. It was a vast land total was clearing. And there was supposed to be irrigation for rice farming there. It's there. So this notion that, yes, because a corrupt system, that's why continue to keep us in this position. And the corrupt system, what I mean, because there are certain official government will benefit from the resting here. So they will not push the agenda of rice production in Liberia because why? The profit, as long as the importers continue to bring rice into the country. These are the things we should be tackling. And I can't ever talk about low IQ of Liberians. Yes. Are you saying that Liberian people are not smart? No. But because they look at the population and they look at the groups, the education level of the people. Because
Right.
education is not even accessible to maybe maybe four, I don't know what education is accessible to 4 million people in Liberia. I don't know. So definitely, if that is the case, then of course that country will have a low IQ level. Because you're looking at populations. I think it's not just one thing they factor in. They're looking at the quality of education and the people that have gained education in that system. And sometimes I think those are some of the factors that come in. So I just want to leave it on the note. But I think the government, Honorable Joseph Walker, he knows the problem. And I think they will do everything to bring the situation under control. Other people who want to take advantage of it, oh yes. Some people want to score political points. And some people got different intention. That demonstration, if they say the demonstration, some people want to go and use that demonstration to break into other people's property, other people's stores. Yes. So you see so many people who are demonstrating, everybody that go in there, most people got different motive to go there. So as Mother said, I'm sure this government would not give the people room to jump into the street.
Thank you.
The rest people, they will handle it because we know what a riot means. Country is tough. Demonstration, people property get damaged. It set the country back again.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Dr. Male, thanks. Once again, we say congratulations. Terry, thanks and welcome back. And thank God everything went well. And you're back with us. We're happy to have you again. Mr. Josh, you too. I'm very happy, very, very happy to see you again tonight. Please, let's meet here tomorrow. Did I say you're me here tomorrow? Because if I come, Dr. Male and Buddy will make sure that I don't say anything. So I will not come tomorrow. Let them have good time. Because you already...
No, we got to see you tomorrow, man. What?
No, don't say
No,
that.
you
bring flavor to the show.
Me. You see all the writing you've been doing? You already threatening to shut me up.
Why are you afraid? Come on.
No, but if I call him out, not let me talk. You say let Mali talk. Let Mali talk.
Yeah,
No,
but
you were talking. You have.
Abra, what you did?
You see that?
The
Because
doctor.
I shut both of you off last time.
So you're running away from your own shadow.
Oh my goodness! Thank you, guys.
But Lebra, before you ready to close, let's be very realistic about this thing. I've been thinking about the Pape Conta abroad. Yeah, I really been thinking about it.
I think Baka
Yeah.
has contact.
Let me tell you, those things people don't just chunk money on you like that. You will talk to people, they will say, "Hey, okay, we'll get back to you."
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't just.
He got contact. He got contact.
They will not just get it and start pumping money in there.
Lebra, let us not generalize this thing. He get contact.
No, Dr. Melly, what I'm looking at.
When you get contact, we will see you moving around the place. We will see.
No, but here's the thing here. If you have contact, they will invite you.
No. You can go visit somebody and establish contact. What I'm seeing here is this. Look at the 9-member delegation visit a PA in this country. I know some people will get there with me, man, if I do some classification. I learned that the 9-member delegation, they came to meet African business delegation. Those are the people who are going to hang on. What are people going to carry us?
No, Dr. Barrett.
If the puppet leaving, I'm going to France, I'm going to Italy. We know you get a contact now. We know you're trying to touch base. There are certain places when you start going, we start to get hope. Papa just to that in our library, just turning around, The thing is not going to stop the problem. Papa got to get out there.
Mali, let's be honest here. These
So
things are
someone even called me to tell me that the Papa brought non-member delegation just for acquaintance. Really?
But Mali.
Acquaintance?
Mali, let me push back a little bit.
Oh man.
These things. You say you want to be honest.
Gentlemen, the show is over.
These things doesn't happen like that. These things, they are backdoor channels to work on. That every business thing, they pay people to make those connections.
Yeah.
People are being paid. Public
people.
Mr.
Can pay people too.
But Mali, it doesn't happen 3 months time.
All right.
No, Mali, don't do
Dr. Mali, Mr. George.
Dr. Mali,
Mr. George.
No, don't do like that. It don't happen 2-3 months. Some of these things take almost a year.
To call your mail, come to Paris. Baka can't visit.
Mali, you don't just call president like that, Mali.
So go, okay. Let you go out there and make friendship.
No, surely how many world who just
yeah, Terry. Okay, Dr. Mali, thank you guys. Mr. George, thank you guys. We appreciate it. We're going to say good night to all of you. The show is over. Let's come on tomorrow, Mr. Social, and then we will do the best we can. Folks, Samson told La Brun Public Radio. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you very much for joining us this Tuesday afternoon. Please join us again tomorrow on Mr. Social, Wednesday afternoon, where we will be back here to speak our mind, of course, and we will be here also to do a lot of talking as well. I want to thank all of you that have been fathering. Mr. Brubler, thank you very much. I mean, I really enjoy both of you, especially you and Terry having serious engagement. I really appreciate it. I know you're a man of intellect. Your intellectual level is just high. And as a result of that, your patient level is also high, just like Terry is as well. So if both of you engaging, I can truly, truly enjoy myself. So don't hesitate to join us if you want to come on live. I've always sent you the link. If you want to join us live, you can do so as well, and then we can have a spirited conversation as member of LPR. Other than that, folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will say good night to all of you, and please stay safe. Let's continue to pray for one another. Let's ask God for blessing. Let's ask God to bless the Republic of Liberia and the people of Liberia. Let's also ask God to give blessing to the president and his government, and give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. Look, my people, prayer can work. Prayer is good. When you pray, God will answer. With that, Samson told. Good night, folks.